Good morning from a sassy ladybug right now. Can we put our ears up, please? No? Okay. She does what she wants because she's pregnant. We have Yaya. We got Rudy. We have Liam. We did a fundraiser for bringing Liam here recently from the UK. He's a very sweet but traumatized pony. Got Zima and Arlo in his new jacket. Arlo, come here with his haircut. I love the sometimes we'll bond so much and then she'll try and bite me. But it's because I just gave her carrots and she's like, I'm pregnant and I want more. So I have to kind of stand where I have some distance. But anyway, what a beautiful morning it is. We haven't... Zima, we're good? We're good? Zima! Okay, I'll go do her job. We haven't had a morning with snow ever this year. And it's so nice to see. I think growing up in California, I never really had this. Like I maybe had it every few years. We'd have like a little bit of snow just like this. But school would be canceled and we would all have like sledding and everything, which maybe we should go do today. This is so special. It's the beginning of a new cycle and maybe you guys can feel it too. I've been talking about it on my channel the past few days, but officially I can feel it. Like the shift happened today. And because we're all different, we have different astrological makeups, we have, just different experiences in this reality. Yours might be the day that you find this video, whenever that is. And so a new cycle, it just feels like something big is coming. Like you did all the work to make this space and you learned the lesson. Like you actually learned the lesson this time. And so the cycle is over. And you don't have to keep learning it, which is so exciting. Because so often, for so long, this pattern has been repeating through jobs, like bosses and coworkers and friends and romantic relationships and all these different ways of patterns repeating. And finally, it's going to be a life without that need for that manifestation. And to have it repeated over and over and over. And in my reality, it was looking a lot like people who couldn't see my value, but also that would do a lot of manipulation and a lot of lies and a lot of using and, using through control of not making, because I always have my choice in any dynamic, but in response to this, I would feel like I, couldn't be valuable in the ways that I wanted to be valuable, but then I, was being used for all the ways I was valuable. And so it was like this cycle, right? And that pattern hasn't so much been repeating recently, but that was a big one for me. Another big one for me that I had was receiving love in places where love wasn't really there. And because I didn't really know love. And so I would accept, hold on, I have someone coming. I would accept a love that I thought was a love, but wasn't really a love. Again, because I didn't know love. I didn't know what love was without manipulation, what love was without being used, what love was without, having their own stuff to learn through association with me. And unconditional love is the goal, right? And so I had to go through those patterns and those seasons and those different manifestations of dynamics to finally see what love wasn't and what love is. And getting to witness what love is so beautiful, where it's just love. It's like you can be whoever you want, you can do whatever you want, you can be exactly as you are and be loved, and love another for exactly as they are. And that is unconditional love. And in Gene Keys, which is like also I just kind of went for it today. I just got out of my van, and so my hair, it's got a little purple in it. It's because we're in the process of becoming blonde. There is another appointment that I have to make, so some of it's a little still orange and yellow, and the other part is a little purple from too much purple shampoo. So bear with me. Also, where's Arlo? Arlo, come on. Arlo, come. He's afraid of the donkeys. Arlo, come. Or he's over there eating horse poop again. My child, come here. Come on, baby. Gene Keys is, it's like really snowing now. Gene Keys is it's like a part of human design. If you don't know it, it's been life-changing to know it. So I definitely recommend you can go look up like the Gene Keys generator, and you can put your birth time and place and date into it, and it will give you your Gene Keys, and it gives you like your life's work, your life's purpose, how to stay healthy, and then one other read. And it is so interesting. And so you have with Gene Keys, Arlo, you stay here. You have like the shadow and then like an in between, and then when you've grown through the pattern. And so in the beginning, I think it's, what is mine? My life's work is like the beginning is it constriction? It's like, I think it's constriction. And then once you move through it all the way, you reach unconditional love. Also, there's a book on Gene Keys. And so you can read like the full chapter on each Gene Key, and it like goes into depth. And when you read it, when I read it, it's like something opens up. Like I can feel things unlocking within me. And so when you can go from constriction, and you can go from, and this applies to whatever your pattern is, and you can go from, that feeling of that shadow and then move to the evolution of it, then you've learned the lesson, you've reached what it was that you were meant to reach. And so for me, when I can feel unconditional love, then I know I've made it. This is mine. We have so many pieces of clothing around the farm because, no, I don't think that's mine. When you're doing farm work, you're like layers and layers and layers. And so I definitely recommend that you go look that up. I haven't really been recording on the farm for a while because we have so many volunteers, and I like to record and film in private. That's like where I can stay the most open of the channel. But I really wanted to show you guys this beautiful snowy morning with all the horses. And so if you've been here for a little while, you maybe remember some of these horses over here. The one standing right there, that's Wince. And Arlo, stay here. Wince was part of the fundraiser that I did with you guys. I think the one next to the white horse over there, the gray, is Pablo. Pablo is also one of the rescues. He has kissing spine, and so he can't be ridden really. Maybe like a little bit with a lot of rehab, he could be ridden by the farm owner only, really. Wince is fine. That's Wince. He looks different, all wet. But Wince is like, he's a powerhouse. I rode him recently and we went cantering in a field, and he was so fun to ride. He's so small. I'm used to riding like the tallest horses. I have a new horse over by my van area, which is over there. We got 4 new rescue horses the other day. I did vlog that day, I just have to put it together. So one of them is supposed to be like my riding horse because I don't really have a horse that I get to ride every single time. Guapa is usually that one, but she's not really doing well. There's something going on with her. There's like a dog hair. She was one of the rescues as well. And so maybe Indy, who's another gray, smaller, would be mine, but he has some trauma too. And I guess can be very aggressive, like when you try and handle his back feet, because a farrier was really abusive towards him in Bulgaria and would like beat him when trying to get him to get his feet done. And so I can kind of see in his eyes that he has some trauma there. So we'll see if he and I can be a good match for riding, a safe match. More dog hair. Arlo, stay here. But I think right now is just, it's time to really tap into who you are again and what brings you joy and how you can find more peace and more space and how you can regulate a bit more. That's something that I'm really sitting with, is like, how can I strengthen my ability to move through the different stages of the nervous system? Like we have our fight or flight response, we have our freeze response, we have our rest and digest response, we have different layers within those responses. And how can I quickly go from each one? So it's like in nature, when an animal goes into fight or flight, or then goes into freeze and they have to go into freeze or like pretend to be dead, if they don't get out of that by shaking it off, they will die. And for us, it's not necessarily that, like, we're not going to die if we don't get out of freeze, but we can so often get stuck in it. And so if we've ever had nervous system damage or like overstress or illness or a lot of trauma or something like that, then our nervous system can't really flow through those stages normally. And so we have to work with it and heal it and train it. And so now that I have more space within myself, I'm sitting with it more. Like, how can I lean into more rest and digest? How can I lean into more peace and knowing that I'm safe in all these different areas? Like for me, yesterday's video on my doctor's appointment, I really had a hard time with that. I was very dysregulated, and it brought up things that I still have room to heal, which is my association with the medical field, I guess, and with my health and with receiving help for it. And so that night I had a very low HRV. Your HRV is your heart rate variability. It gives you a understanding of how your vagal tone is. And so your vagal tone is like how your vagus nerve is performing and how you are moving through those stages optimally or not optimally. And so my HRV was very low that night, which means that I didn't really recover from that stress of that appointment. And so in situations like that, when I come home, I'm like, okay, what more can I do? Breath work, journaling, EFT tapping. How can I, then bring forward the thing that happened so that next time I sit with an asshole doctor, I don't have that situation. So congratulations. You've made it to this news cycle. You've arrived at this beautiful time. You have so much space. You finally learn the lesson. You move through the gene key, and now you get to enjoy, and you get to go deeper in your experience and feel more peace and experience what it is without that pattern just every single place that you go. Sometimes the pattern's like tiny in a little conversation that you have with a stranger. Sometimes it's ongoing. It's with your love or relationship or your boss or your parent. And there's it's always happening, big and small, until you unlock it and you move through it. So you've moved through it. If you've made it here, I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of myself too. And so I love you guys. I will see you in the next video. If you like this one, please give a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new here. Leave a comment if you feel called to do so. If you don't know what to say, you can say, hello, Yaya, we see you. If you want to sign up for one of my programs, I have 21 days to rewire your mind, which is all about rewiring your mind, healing your nervous system, and stepping into your chosen timeline. I have 21 days to know your divine guidance, which is all about learning the language of your angels and guides, speaking with your intuition, tapping into your heart space, making decisions from there. And then I have my newest program, which we're in week 6 of, but you can sign up at any time. It is a 12-week program called Decondition. It's all about deconditioning your mind, setting yourself free so that you can live your life without the limitations that once kept you small. And you can be as big as you want, make money however you want, live wherever you want, travel however often you want, all of that. So I invite you to either or all of those spaces if you feel called to do so. You can also work with me one-on-one. I have slots available as well. So I will see you in the next video. My arm is cramping. I'm going to go get warm. Bye, guys.